All right, you guys. Well, happy first call of 2.0. I know that we just took like a week and a half off, and it already like throws everybody's schedule off. But it's super excited to see you guys on here. I know a lot of us connected on Saturday, which was super fun. And tonight's call is a little bit of like kind of what to expect in like the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. A little bit of a recap, a little bit of kind of like what your biggest takeaways should be if you're feeling kind of a little overwhelmed, and kind of what to do. So in no particular order, that's the focus, is just like, okay, what did we learn and what are we going to do with it now? And then I'm happy to stay on too for a little bit of Q&A. So it's just a little bit atypical. And I know for some of us who have been to Celebration before, and like we didn't have the fireworks and the entertainment and, you know, Dallas cheerleaders or those types of events, but I saw this post from Eric Hoover yesterday that was like, even though we're so apart, it's like we're closer together than ever before. And I totally feel that. And even though we couldn't do our team dinner necessarily, or we weren't in the seats, it's like to really think about how many more people plugged in, because they didn't have to worry about a flight or a hotel. I mean, the numbers of people that watch that, I mean, it's like, it's incredible. So that's just the movement that you guys are a part of. I know for those of you that were on, like I know Rach and Casey were on, and Sherry was on, and Kari was on Saturday, when it was kind of like, you know, after general session, like if you need a break to decompress, because I don't think you were gonna like retain very much. I hope some of you did that. It's way different sitting in the event with the stimulation than just staring at your computer. However, Celebration on Demand is available. We don't necessarily know how long. I've heard next Sunday, I've heard inevitably, but regardless, it's up right now. And go back and either rewatch something that really landed on you that you want to learn more about, if it was Zach Philbin or Emily Vavra, or go and absolutely watch the breakouts. You know, I've heard great things about the Penny one. I've heard, thank you, Jenny. I've heard great things about Laura Stevens. I've heard great things about Delray Messer. I've heard great things about Tyler Dickerhoff. So just, you know, pencil these in your schedule. And if it's, you know, first thing in the morning when you're getting ready, or when you're at the gym, or you're driving, or you're making dinner, just kind of let them play in the background and really follow that flow chart of what is most important to you and what's going to help you right now. So like a brand new customer and associate is looking at a total different training than like the 3-star playbook. Okay. So I want you guys to just like pencil those in your calendar, take advantage of this amazing training. We have some of the best training in the entire industry, right? That's available for free. And go ahead and do all of that. So before I get into anything else, I want to just do a little bit of recognition, because we didn't have a call last week. And the first one, and you guys can just blow up the chat for this, but Jules hit Crystal Executive. So she is one that did it with the reset, just absolutely relentless. I mean, there was 4 consultants that last week. I mean, I watched Paige Stoyle do it, and just to be like so committed and so dedicated, I'm just so proud of you, and knowing that you are going to be earning the executive lifestyle bonus next month. I also want to acknowledge Kisa and Laura, who got paid as executive and got that June extra bonus. It's so fun, you guys. And I know Jenny Thompson is getting herself back to paid executive. She texted me that today. She's like, I'm earning that bonus. So I'm so excited for you guys. And I also just want to do a little bit of manager pool recognition. So Amy Conley, Kelly Magpion, Christy Perez, and Kimberly Gallo all earned money in the manager pools in June. So that's super fun. And we just can't wait to see even more of you guys earning money in the manager and director and executive pools. And I got word earlier. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to wait for the proper recognition to come from that sponsor. But we do have a new director, so we all have somebody else who's also going to be earning in the director pools, which is super fun. And it's just awesome to see this compound effect. And many of you participated in our kind of like dash to director or the executive run. So if you're seeing like posts of swag and people got like t-shirts or cups or things like that, and you're like, wait, I enrolled people, how come I didn't get anything? That's because they bought into this challenge, you know, that we really gave a little additional recognition for that, but that in no way doesn't acknowledge everybody else's hard work. I just want to clarify that they kind of were in a little more advanced kind of aggressive accountability group. And I don't think she's on the call, but the other person I wanted to recognize was Anushka Ganji. She had over $300 in double pibs last week. I always say her maiden name. That's that's not her last name anymore, but you guys know Anushka, and she had a high cycle week. And every time I opened up Isopulse, it was like she had enrolled somebody else. She had a lot of enrollments last week and just awesome double pips. So just super excited for you guys as we roll into 2.0. So just a little bit of like, if I want to update things on my calendar, because I know we always get overwhelmed on like, what should I be plugging into? Like, which calls should I be doing? Like, first and foremost, this is the one that you guys need to be a part of. And if you can't get on, like I'm working with a brand new girl in Hong Kong, a brand new girl in the UK, they cannot make this call, right? Like it does not work. It's like the middle of the morning there right now. They are sound asleep, but they'll listen to the recording. But if you see things from other leaders, other teams, corporate stuff, it's awesome that so much is available to you, but don't get overwhelmed. Like you have to get on every single one of them. So if I post like, oh my gosh, Tanya Kirkpatrick's doing a great call, or Trudy Maples, it's available to you, but don't feel like you have to be on them, okay? You can pencil them, you can listen to them another time. They may be irrelevant to you, but this is the team call. This is the one we want you plugged into as we start our next 30-day sprint, you know, the contest, the things that are really specific to our team. And then outside of that, there's the 2 work it calls that we took a little bit of a break from before celebration that are resuming. And I'm going to give them a few little nicknames so that there's a little bit more accountability and we can open them up to others. But Monday is going to be Monday Momentum, and we're doing that at noon my time, 2 Eastern time, and just starting the week with like work, not being busy, not reading, not doing social media, like starting the day with reach outs, like starting the week with building our business. And then also on Work Wednesday. So that's at 9 a.m. my time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. But if you guys want to block those in your calendar, and you don't have to get on every single one, but just know that they're there. So if you don't have a client, or you don't have a meeting, or you want to be able to pop on or schedule things around it, there's great accountability. I mean, I know I watched Jenny's business like really excel from like that accountability, because it just forces you to do those calls or do those follow-ups, because everybody's doing this, but we're all working. So I just want you to be able to kind of plug those into your calendar so you can know and plan for all of that. I think the last little bit that I just wanted to let you guys know in terms of products, there's a few things out of stock. It's coming back within the next like 2 weeks. Don't freak out. But the peach mango cleanse is like temporarily back ordered. It's coming back. Barbecue, whey thins, Thai chili, harvest thins, they're going to be coming back. Like there's just a couple things, but there's nothing wrong with like our long-term inventory or like back supply. We can't get a product. Just certain things went a little faster than they were kind of expecting, and with the new launch and using the new whole blend. So if people are like, hey, I didn't get this, just offer them that awesome customer service. So I have a brand new girl who got the value pack. She wanted the harvest thins, Thai chili in there. They didn't come. She's like, I'm missing those things. And I was like, oh, I'll get you something in the interim. And I called VIP just to be like, hey, she's not getting her things and she's fine, but can we give her something in the interim? They sent her another flavor, and they give her a $25 product coupon for her next order. I mean, our company wants to take care of people. So just make sure that you're checking in on your customers and making sure that they're good and they're not missing something or frustrated, that we can be able to provide that great customer service that sets them up for success and obviously leads to loyalty and retention. So that being said, as we kind of get into 2.0, and I know there was a lot of hype and a lot of excitement, and everyone was like, what is 2.0 and what's everybody posting about this, and like where are we headed? Like to do just a little bit of like soul searching and a little bit of like self-reflection on like, how can you up level your business? How can you up level yourself as a person in terms of personal growth? How can you up level your health goals? Like, what are we doing to move the barometer to the next level, the next version, the next kind of improvement? And I know when Emily Vavra talked about how you download that upgrade, like that was a pretty cool analogy that she used. But that's what Isagenix has done, right? And we're into this phase. So what you did the very first year of your business, or the first couple weeks, or the first couple months, wherever you're at, where are you growing? Where are you improving? How do you become the ambassador for Isagenix with this 2.0? So that means we all have to kind of work on our branding. If Isagenix has come up with this brand new brand, that's not what I meant to say, but this whole new brand, and we're talking about, you know, the art of wellness, I mean, weight loss can't just be our focus. We obviously, a lot of us came for weight loss goals, have experienced that, and we have great weight loss products. But like the new video is not about weight loss. It's just holistic health. And that's a huge market of people who are just invested in their wellness. So we have to be really cognizant now on how we're posting. Like before and after pictures of just weight loss is not enough. It's awesome. Don't stop doing that. But how can we be more inclusive? How can we be more encompassing and just inviting people to be a part of that? So in addition to like you working on your personal brand and how that aligns with Isagenix and Isagenix vision, asking yourself, like, what are you going to do in regards to your own health goals? And then what are you going to do in terms of your own business goals? So if you were a, associate in the first part of 2020, can you go manager, director, or executive by the end of 2020? If you were a 1-star, how are you going to get to 2-star? If you're a 2-star, how are you going to get to 3-star? I mean, really maximizing this compensation plan, but that's all what 2.0 is like the next level, the next version. And it starts with yourself. So you have got to, like Susan Sly says, enroll yourself every single day. You have to show up as that best person and then be able to attract other people in and communicate this to other people. So I know all of you guys were a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit confused, and you guys are the one plugged in, like on the pages and like on team calls. So then you think like, well, what are all these people thinking who just got emails that weren't on Celebration, that don't get plugged in? That like, I would make it a point to even reach out to 1 or 2 people in your organization every single day, just to send a voice memo and be like, hey, I'm not sure if you saw what's going on. I'd love to take a minute or 2 of your time to tell you like how Isagenix has improved, tell you kind of what their new branding is, what their new focus is, and see if this is something for you or someone you know. Do you have a couple minutes to hop on the phone, or would you prefer I just voice text it to you? I had a lot of people that were saying, I'm super busy, but I'd love to hear. Please send over a voice text. And then actually once I did it, then I was able to send it to like 8 people. So you can be strategic with your time, but just really focus on yourself, on what's that second version. And that's why I'd asked so many of you guys to do that story for the video and like post up the word that means to you, because that's kind of where we're headed. And then to go ahead and share it with other people. If you guys have not ordered it, I cannot encourage you enough to do the new bundle. So not only are you going to get free shipping right now, but you get a combination of the whole blend shakes, either the whey or the plant-based, which is awesome. And you get that little portable blender, which is super fun, which is hard to get. I love that they put that in that pack. That was like the incentive for me to go ahead and order it. But make sure you do that, because if people are going to ask you questions, you have to be able to walk the talk. Like, I think Laura and I right now are the only people that have tried the whole blend, because we got a sample. Like, corporate sent it to us as people that were supposed to go to Top Achievers this year. But if you can't describe the difference of like the texture, of the flavor, of the smell, why you like it better or worse, people are not going to buy from you because they don't trust you. So in order for you to be able to educate other people, you kind of have to experience that first. So I do encourage you guys to try those products and definitely be able to understand the difference. If you guys didn't order Kathy's book, I cannot encourage you enough. I knew a few people that had copies of it ahead of time that, she was getting feedback on or were featured in her book that just raved about it. But when we think about someone who has just been absolutely magnanimous, just absolutely instrumental in this industry, and she's the like mentor to all of us, right? She's like the mom of Isagenix. Like, what a great tool. What a great way to invest in yourself. What a great way to invest in your team. So if you guys didn't hear it on Celebration, I just want to reiterate it. And if you do buy 10, you get a 10% discount. But how cool would it be to send that to every new business builder? Like, with a personal note on side. Like, if I enrolled Jules today and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see your journey. Here's the first tool on your path to executive. Love, Lauren. I mean, you build belief and you give this amazing gift that's also going to be like instrumental in that growth, in like someone that understands those wall kicking moments, that understands time management, that understands the challenges that come with the team and the culture and everything else. So I can tell you, like, the minute I heard that, I was like, game on. Like, that is for sure my consultant and manager gift from here on out. Like, what an amazing, amazing gift. But I think if you're going to see the value in that and want other people to read it, just like we promote GoPro and recommend all these things by Tony Robbins or Brendon Burchard, I want you guys to read it first and just really like see the heart of this woman that's leading all of us. One of the major things that was talked about at Celebration, and there's an additional breakout recording on it, is the new Penny app. And I'd love to just be able to see like in the chat right now, like who's excited about Penny, who already downloaded Penny, who is, oh, Jenny, I'm so glad you just typed in there too, that the proceeds all go to the ISA Foundation, which is awesome. She's like, I'm not making money off of this. She just wants to give and give. I mean, that's like such the beauty of Kathy Coover. Thank you for saying that. But you know, who downloaded Penny? Like, what do you think? Like, what are you overwhelmed by? And I'm trying to figure out if there's a need to still have Isagenix business app. So I was in the beta group of Penny. I've been using her for about 6 months, but it was not upgraded to where it is right now. So I actually still had it and was doing Isagenix business app. I know Rachel got on the breakout and was like, we were in a conversation with a couple other leaders that were like, I think that you could just replace Isagenix business app and just use Penny in terms of having the tools there. So when you want to send a video or send a PDF, and it's still having all the contact managing system plus more. However, one of the things I realized today, I don't think you can send samples through Penny. So if you're someone who uses that feature in Isagenix business, like where you can send birthday cake or you can send a BIA, I don't think that's in Penny yet. Doesn't mean it can't be available, or it doesn't mean you can't just like, you know, send it yourself like the old school way, but I don't think right now that's available in Penny. But I encourage you guys to download this and use it. It is awesome. So most of us that joined a network marketing business and joined Isagenix was like, I love these products. Yeah, why wouldn't I want to make a little extra money, right? Like, and be able to share them with other people. Like, why wouldn't I want to like get my products paid for, have this little side hustle and tell people about things I love anyways? And suddenly we get a taste of the opportunity, or we get a taste of the money. It's like, okay, I want more of that. And there's this gap of like, oh, I want to make $5,000 a month. And I have no idea what I'm doing, how to organize this, how to keep track of my leads, how to find people, how to follow up with people. I've never been in sales. I've never managed a team. And if you don't know the story, the way Penny came to fruition was the guy's name is David Abbey, who is the app creator and CEO. His wife is a network marketer. She's in a different company, but he basically saw her very successful. She was a multiple six-figure income earner with that company, but she was like a disaster when it came to organization. And she had no idea of like how to keep track of people and was just kind of like always floundering. So he built this app for her, and now other network marketing companies have bought it because it's awesome. But when you are like, who do I reach out to today, right? Like, I don't even know who's seen my posts anymore, and you just spend all that time, like it funnels to you leads, like people that are watching your Facebook, people that are watching your Instagram, things that they see the like-minded relationship to as like, here's the people you should be prospecting. It syncs with your back office. So it will text you. It's like pulls up a to-do list, and you can actually set it for like if you're on the slow track or the fast track. So like how aggressive you want to be with this. Like if you want to talk to one person a day, or you want to talk to 10 people a day, for example. But it will tell you like who in your business auto ship is coming up. It will tell you who hasn't ordered in like 90 days but isn't inactive. It will tell you like who placed an order in 30 days. You know, like if someone just randomly went in and bought BIA and they hadn't ordered for a while, they'll be like, well, this isn't an active account, but like they're shopping. So this is a great time to educate them about other things or get them involved in an upcoming challenge. Plus all the tools are in there. So I think the number one question people always ask is like, how do you keep track of people? How do you follow up with people? What is your system? And this duplicates. And there's a desktop version, there's a phone version, the app, but I cannot encourage you enough to download it and just start using it, and then plug into those trainings and ask any questions that you have. But this is a game changer. I mean, if you can just commit to opening up Penny and doing what she says, like just doing that checklist, this replaces the IPA sheet. I mean, this literally replaces your 3x3. This replaces the power hour, because all of those activities are listed in there, like up until building to events, getting people into IsaBody, it's all built in there. So definitely would love for you guys to all be doing that. If you're unaware or overwhelmed by the global expansion, part of how we went into all of those countries is because we acquired Zija, and Zija was in those companies. So right now, even though Isagenix is the owner, we can only offer the Zija products in those new European countries. That will change. So remember that the European Union is a little bit different, and the things we have here are not necessarily approved there, or they might be called something, or the ingredients are a little bit different. So this is a soft launch. And Zach Silben did an amazing training on this at Celebration, and just like, how do you approach global markets, and that you're seeing these people as people and not as profit, that you don't want to suddenly like join a Finland Facebook group and a Germany Facebook group and just friend all these people, right, and poach them to join Isagenix, that you're still building relationships, you're still offering solutions. And don't forget about your domestic market while we're excited about this global opportunity. So I encourage you guys to share it and ask people, who do you know and who do you know? You know, Megan Sweeney on our team, I went to high school with her. And she's a 2-star executive on the team, but she had kind of stopped building, even though she orders the product, because she lives full-time in Italy. Like, she's married, like, she's not moving back to the US. And it was like, I can't share this with other people. So even though like she's been able to like figure out how to ship her products and get them there, she's like, I wasn't excited to share because everybody she knew was in Italy and we weren't open. Like, she's so excited about this and the opportunity. And she opened up a Facebook group that's all in Italian, because why would you put these Italian speaking individuals into our English speaking group? The same way I don't necessarily want to be in an Italian speaking page. I don't know what's happening. So it has to be authentic, but you might know someone that knows someone, or you might be able to plug them into like the right connection, the right three-way market, the right something to be able to support that. But don't like think that, oh my gosh, if I enroll someone in Hong Kong, like this is going to change my business, because we're groundbreaking out there. That talk about it with people, but don't forget to talk to your neighbors. Don't forget to talk to your coworkers, you know. But I will say that people are watching. So there's another gal I did a Zoom with today who's in the UK, and her sponsor, this woman's my second PET, her sponsor's been talking to her about the opportunity for 4 years. And she was like, no. She's from Colorado, but she lives in the UK now. And she saw all the global expansion, and she has a business acumen. She's like, oh my gosh, these are like all my neighboring countries. And like, to be at kind of the groundbreaking floor of that. So she's going to have connections with all those places that I don't necessarily have, but I can work with her, and she works with those local markets. So definitely start to ask people, like, who do they know? And then just like anything, we're not looking at these people as business volume, right? We're looking at people that are looking for our solutions, that at the end of the day, can we provide personal development and amazing culture and team and support? Can we provide incredible products? And can we provide an opportunity, you know, that helps create time freedom or supplemental income? And that opportunity is available for everybody, kind of wherever they are in the globe. And so the last little thing that I wanted to share with you guys, and then it'll either be a short call tonight or ask questions. Like, I want to be available to help you guys. Oh, don't forget about free shipping until the 22nd. Starting on the 17th, $175 is the minimum, and then you get free shipping. But that's so everybody will know. I'm just looking at my notes, but we always talk about 90 days. So we usually come out of Celebration, or we come out of NYKO with the 90-day game plan. And if you haven't, you can go to Isagenix Business, you know, look at the 90-day assessment, fill out your goals, fill out your why, do your time blocking. However, we all know that that's a long time, right? That like, we want to focus on 3 30-day kind of jaunts or sprints more than the whole plan, especially right now in this season. You guys, Kisa and I were texting earlier, and she called it the Corona Coaster, and I like laughed out loud because I thought that was like the funniest name. But everybody is emotionally volatile right now, and nobody has stability. And especially when you're looking at the global markets, like, are we going to open again? Are we shutting back down? Like, who's affected by this? That it's really hard for people to plan out 3 months in advance right now. They're just trying to figure out if their kids are going back to school in a week or two, you know? And so I'm sharing that with you to make sure that you're not only putting your mind in the right mind frame, but as you're working with people, that you're managing these expectations, that this is a unique season. Now, that being said, a lot of these people want our solutions. They want the wellness at the door. They want the personal development. They want supplemental income. They want to be able to work from home, all of those things. But for you and your business goals, I want you to just not focus on 3 months from now, because we all, if we look back at the last 3 months, how much has changed and everything we've been through. But let's just focus on the next 30 days. And one of the things that I did really, really well, I think early on, and we've kind of gotten away from, or we've done them a little bit like as an afterthought, like all of a sudden, like in a busy week, we're like, oh, we should have a rank advancement week this week. But it's like, doesn't work because we haven't planned for it. We haven't done the crock pot meals. We haven't cleared out our schedules. And I'm like, let's go, it's a high BV. And we're trying to do it on the fly. that I want to be a little bit strategic about that. So if you guys didn't listen to Susan Sly in the panel talking about the Grow Weeks, a lot of leaders call it Rank Advancement Weeks. Laura Stevens calls it Blitz Weeks. There's a different way to term it, but simply put, it's where we all are committed to rank advancing that week and working harder, because the momentum, if you understand this compensation plan, it's like a freight train, right? It moves from the bottom all the way up, and everybody working together creates this magnanimous momentum. So we saw it happen a couple weeks ago, kind of organically, kind of not. But when Jenny hit 2-star, you know, and like Christy was working really hard, and Amy was working really hard, and Kimberly and Kisa, and they were all working together, but they're all financially linked, that every single one of those orders that was rolling up, it was promoting, you know, the consultants to managers, the managers to directors, the 0 cycles to 5 cycles, the 5 cycles to 1-star, the 1-star to 2-star, and they locked arms. And I'm sharing this with you because you're going to see me post in advance that these are coming up, but I'm giving you the notice because I want the buy-in that we're really going to do this together. That it's like Isagenix has gifted us an amazing new website, right? Like, how fun are those quizzes that your customers can go in and take to like see which pack is great for them? Like, I just love that. That takes away like all the texting back and forth. You can be like, here, take the quiz, see what it recommends for you. It's individualized. I mean, that's super fun and exciting. But, you know, we have the new app. We've got the new contact managing system. We've got the new videos. Like, Isagenix has done so much. The best way to give back is to pay this forward and get the company in a ton of momentum and staying in a ton of growth. So our next Grow Week is basically 3 weeks from right now. So if you think about this week, which started on the 20th, the second week is going to be the 27th, where it's going to start. The third week is going to be August 3rd. So the fourth week, which I believe is August 10th, that's actually our Grow Week. So ending on, I think it's the 17th. I'm not looking at the calendar right this second, but I think that Sunday, that would be the night of the end of the commission week where we're all rank advancing. So I want you guys like to set those goals right now. Like, put things up on your whiteboard, put them up on your vision board, change the screensaver on your phones, like something that you see all the time. So someone right now who's a manager is like, I'm going director. I can create one new consultant every single week for the Grow Week, and in turn hit director, right, at that Grow Week. If someone right now is cycling between 7 and 8 times, 5 and 6 times, what a great goal to go 1-star. You know, someone who's a consultant and just has their 2 people, this is a great time to focus on going manager and helping your 2 people find their 2 people. But us all setting those dates. So Laura's asking me the date again. This week is week 1. So week 2 is going to start on July 27th. Week 3 starts on August 3rd. And the following week, so I think that's the 10th, is actually our Grow Week. That's the week you want to block off. Expect a lot of opportunity calls, a lot of work it calls. That's not the week to necessarily have a lot of belly to belly or like presentation appointments. These are more closing, more enrolling, more developing your people. I mean, it's just a hustle week. Like, plan ahead that you might not shower every single day. You're doing a lot of like crock pot meals or something easy, and it's that hot mess express to get that momentum. And so it's Sunday, I believe the 17th, when the back office ends, that we're all rank advancing together. So I want you guys to really just put some intention to this and map it out right now and commit to what can you do that's realistic, but also going to stretch you. Like, don't be comfortable, right? We are meant to be great. That's going to stretch you a little bit. And outside of creating your own goals and getting laser focused on what do you want. So maybe you want to get back to paid executive and earn those executive lifestyle bonuses. Maybe you're trying to get to manager and you want to earn the manager pools. Maybe you want to get into the director pools, like whatever that may be. The second piece of this is, who are you taking with you? Because instead of just focusing on your cycle growth, instead of just focusing on your goals, the number one way to get there is to be focused on someone else's. And when you help someone else achieve their goals, then in turn you will achieve your own. So if I am saying, okay, Kristen, we're going to hit 10 cycles this week and we're creating, 4 consultants over the next month, all day long, when I'm like, hey, Kristen, who have you talked to? Who have you followed up with? How are we doing ATMs? Who's getting on a Zoom? Who can we do a presentation for, right? The volume of helping Kristen get to her goals, well, inevitably it rolls up to me, right? Same thing with Jules. So I'm like, all right, baby, you've done 1-star, time to go 2-star. Like, we're figuring out what she has to do. Well, if she's going to go from 1-star to 2-star, Who of her consultants right now that helped her get to executive are going manager? Which one of those managers is on their way to director? Who are we helping get the 5-cycle bonus? And when you really focus on lifting others up, when you look down in your organization, like who can I rank advance? That's where this momentum comes from. That's where that excitement comes from. And part of Jenny going 2-star, and I know this, she didn't one day be like, I'm going 2-star this week. I mean, she saw that she had more momentum. It was like possible, but what she was already focused on was helping these other girls go crystal manager. She knew she was helping these girls hit the 5-cycle bonus. So guess what happened? That volume went through her organization. So spend some time tonight or tomorrow, if you didn't do it over the weekend, you know, print out the 90-day assessment, kind of just get clear on like what right now is important to you with Isagenix. Like, why did you spend all day Saturday, you know, and Friday night tuning into Celebration Live? Like, why are you proud to be a part of this company? What has it done for you? And who do you want to give it forward to? And that is ultimately what will set you up for this Grow Week. So you guys are going to see that there's an event. There's going to be a lot of contests. There's going to be a lot of incentives, but I'm telling you right now so that there's no surprise, right? And I want you to start to tell your teams, and I want you to stay focused on it. Put it on your calendar, put it in your phone. And then that's August 17th, 4 weeks from that date, we're going to do it again, right? And then 8 weeks from August 17th will be the third Grow Week. And that's going to lead us pretty much up to the holidays. So like Celebration, you know, gets us into the fall and everything. But I don't want you focused right now on the end result of where you're going to be in October, okay? I want you to just be laser focused on August 17th. In the next 4 weeks, what are you doing? How are you doing it? Who are you bringing with you? And why is it important to you? And if you just ask yourself those questions every single day and stay laser focused, every one of you will see growth. It's impossible. And hopefully you're, you know, tracking your leader in action form and, you know, keeping track of your Fiji points and things like that. And if you're not, and if it's overwhelming, here's the trick I will tell you to building a business with depth and not just enrollments. Every single month, I want you to focus on 5 to 10 enrollments, 2 to 4 consultants, and 1 manager. And every quarter, every 90 days, focus on a director and executive. I mean, if you just like get laser focused, thank you, Kimberly. I love that she just started executive August 10th. But if you get laser focused on that, like who are the 5 to 10 people I'm bringing on every single week? Who are the, you know, 2, 3, 4 new consultants every single month? That's 1 every other week, right? Or 1 every single week. And then 1 new manager. And every quarter, every 90 days, you create a director and executive. You will always have new blood coming into your team. You're always going to have new energy, but you're also going to have depth because you're getting your people paid. If you're just sponsoring people and you're not getting them paid, you're going to have this revolving door of customers, right? That are going to order, not order a little bit, not. And the best line that one of them I heard in Celebration was from Zach Slobin of like what duplicates in his team, why they have such high retention, is that on every enrollment call, just like Jessica Rigner says, who are the 2 people you're gonna do this with, or like who are your 2 accountability partners, they've just really conditioned their team to say curiously, so that's the word, that's the neuro-linguistic psychology, it starts the phrase with curiously, if you could potentially earn $500 to $1,000 by helping a couple other people reach their health goals, who would they be? Like, can you just imagine if you said that to every single enrollment, whether they joined with a canister of BIA or they bought the value pack, and you just say, curiously, if I could show you how to make $500 to $1,000 by helping 2 friends reach their goals, would you be open to learning more? Would you be available for me to show you how to do this? Right? Like, it's that simple. And it just creates the possibility, it creates the next step, and it creates some momentum into those people starting to share, A, because they heard they can help someone else, and B, they heard $500 to $1,000. So I really challenge you guys to start to kind of incorporate that. So just a little bit in closing, I would love for you to continue to block out Monday nights. We're going to do it at the beginning of the week. I'm going to do my best to try and keep these calls closer to a half an hour than an hour. If they're an hour, it's because we have a guest speaker on here, or it's a topic that it's just too hard to condense, like objections. If there's things you want more training on, I would love an email or a PM or a direct message, you know, just saying, let's do more of objection training. Let's do more compensation plan training. Let's do more guest speakers. Let's do more social media. Like, tell me what you want, and I will absolutely like line it up with either me, another leader on the team, or a great guest speaker to be able to deliver that to you guys. Go back and watch the Celebration on Demand, try the new product, download Penny. And I would love to, for some accountability, message me if you're in for the Grow Week, like message me. And if you're not, that's okay. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not taking attendance on here. So hypothetically, if Kari doesn't message me, I'm not thinking like, oh, Kari's not taking this seriously. I'm not picking on you. I love her, so she knows I can talk about her like a person. But I'm not judging anyone who doesn't want to do it. But if you're really serious and you want the needle in your business to move, private message me and just say I'm all in for the Grow Week, and I'm going to open up a thread for accountability for the next 30 days where we're really kind of supporting each other with enrollments. We're celebrating the growth. We're helping with ATMs. We're answering questions, and just to get dialed in with those hot molecules that are really running together. And if that's not for you, or that's not something that motivates you, cool. Everybody does things differently, right? But I get fired up with that. When Laura's like, oh my gosh, I just enrolled a husband and wife today, you know, I'm like, woohoo, you know, and like, Keisha's like, I'm talking to this girl in the UK from another company. I'm like, you know, like those things excite me and make me want to reach out to people. It makes me see all the opportunity. But if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. I just want to have something besides our Facebook group to really lock arms, to really hold each other accountable, and to really, really get into some momentum. So that's all I have for you guys. I'm so proud of every one of you for making Celebration happen, for all the recognition of the executive lifestyle bonus, for the manager pools, for Jules hitting Crystal Executive. And if you guys have any questions, I will more than happy to stay on. And if you guys just want to hop off, that's all I have for you. And I'm excited to see what 2.0 does. Kathy typed a question. What would be the benefit of enrolling a new person with a whole blend versus the isolate? Okay, so Paige asked me that earlier too. Here's my thought, right? Number one, if it's a weight loss person, it has less sugar. So that would be like the most obvious. I also have a feeling that the old shakes might get phased out. I don't know that for sure, but that's my intuition, right? So if we're bringing people on with the newer product, then we don't ever have to have this conversation like what happened to the older one, like we are having with some people right now. But I think too, ultimately, like what's important to them. So if it's like an athlete and someone who wants a little bit more carbs and they're doing the shakes as snacks instead of a full meal replacement, the older one might be totally fine for them. But if you're talking to someone that is like very much a Whole30 ingredient person and they don't do anything artificial and they care about the sugar, and we can talk about the Vitamirs and educate them that it's not synthetic and everything on that label is coming from whole foods, I mean, that's going to win over naturopaths. It's going to win over chiropractors. It's going to win over nutritionists. It's going to, you know, win over people that truly believe that they should only eat things from the ground and nothing from a lab. I mean, Dr. Plant did a great job of educating how nutritional labels even came around, right? And how we didn't used to have to put things on bread because people just made it with whole ingredients. But once everything was fortified because of the industrialized food revolution, that was all synthetic. He did a great job, and I encourage you guys to watch that. I mean, that's valuable information when you're sharing this, but there's a lot to be said about a synthetic, you know, B vitamin and something that is actually sourced from food, and they can quantify it, but you still know you're getting the appropriate amount, but it's food-based. So yeah, it's non-GMO, you know, those types of things when people are asking. So I think in the enrollment, Kathy, is just to be really in tune with their goals, what's important to them. I mean, people that drink Diet Coke are not going to be sold on the whole blend shake, right? They're drinking Diet Coke. They're just not that concerned about holistic ingredients. Now, someone who only drinks warm lemon organic filtered water in the morning and won't touch coffee because they're on the other side of the spectrum, they're really going to be excited and kind of like motivated by that. So I also would just taste them yourself and see if you feel the difference of like a texture and a consistency and a smell and a taste, and you decide if you think one is more sweet than the other. So if someone says to you like, oh, like I just can't do anything sweet, well, then you're going to lean probably more towards XYZ, right? Where if someone says, oh, well, they're really gross because I'm used to drinking, you know, muscle milk and I need it to be really sweet or I'm never going to do it. You might think, okay, you still need to drink birthday cake shakes. Like, you know, I think that that's partly just experiencing it and getting to know them. So Alex said, what do you recommend to start growing our businesses internationally with all of the new country launches? Can we try other products from different countries? You can. So not everything is available in every country. Like I know a lot of people like in the UK, want to have everything that we have here in the US and Canada. So the first thing is to make sure you have international sponsorship on your account. So it's $50 for the year. And what that allows you to do is not only see all the countries like catalogs and those types of things, but benefit from any business volume in your organization that's from another country. So hypothetically, let's say that, you know, I've enrolled Laura, and Laura enrolls Kathy, who lives in Spain, and Kathy enrolls 20 people. If I don't have international sponsorship on my account, all of that business volume skips me because I don't have international sponsorship. But like my cousin who does would still get it. So many of you have people in your organizations, even if you didn't enroll them, that you can still be getting that business volume on. So I would encourage you to have it. But certain products are only shipped in Canada. We have warehouses all over the world. So like what might be available, you know, in South Korea is not going to be able to be shipped to you, Alec, in Canada. But you can try other things. But I think the main thing is just building relationships with people and being really excited that you have a work from home opportunity. We have a way to show residual income and how to leverage time, you know, how we duplicate with this business model. And then ultimately that it's with the wellness industry and getting to know their goals. So we can try some of the Zija products because that's what's available internationally right now. So I know there's a toothpaste, there's like a CBD patch, there's the moringa drink. I mean, there's a lot of products out there, and I don't expect you to go order $1,000 and order them all now, but try them because that's what you are going to be ultimately talking about. But regardless, if we're enrolling someone in Canada, in Colorado, in Mexico, in Hong Kong, in New Zealand, in Australia, what we provide is the same consistently. And that's that we have wellness solutions, right? So they might vary around the countries and different types of products, but we have wellness solutions. We're a part of a multiple trillion-dollar, you know, wellness company. And we create a business model that creates time freedom and residual income through leverage, you know, through team duplication. And so no matter whom you're speaking to, those common denominators don't change. That I would just focus on that. And like anything, people buy things from people they know, like, and trust. So even if like in Spain, they can't get the bone broth yet, doesn't mean we don't have something for them. Or just because some countries have a different version of Isoflush than us, doesn't mean our products are not meeting our goals either, if that helps. I'm like reading these little notes. Laura says that she's obsessed. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love that Kristen just talked about the biodegradable packaging. If you guys didn't see that, just all of the planet friendly stuff Eric talked about, and how we're reducing the waste by using these bags instead of the plastic containers, and then how much too, like, of the trucks transporting it, like size we don't have, like, it's really, really amazing. And I will say, I think a lot of us recognize like climate change and what's happening to the globe, but millennials are so passionate about this. So when you think about the START group and young people, like they will ask you, like I've like prospected some really young girls, and that's always what they ask me, like, what's your sustainability plan? Like, what does your company do to protect the planet? And I'm like, it always like catches me off guard that like a 20-year-old like person, young adult, is like challenging me on this, but that's their focus. That's something that is so, so passionate to that generation. So that is an amazing thing that Isagenix is doing. So I'm so glad that you just said that, Kristen. I'm trying to read the chat too. Yep, and Jenny's talking about like the compensation plan is a little bit different and some of those bonuses. That is true. Like what happens in the US and Canada and stuff is a little bit different around the globe. I know the UK is caught up with a lot of things. So the part of the compensation plan that everybody has access to is team bonus, which is cycles, right? The business volume on the products, that we have a binary compensation plan. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, 600, 300, right? And you get the 6% off the volume in your organization. That is the compensation plan. That is the foundation of Isagenix. Every single thing that was added is a promotion or an addition to, right? So if you actually even look at the fine print with PIBs or rank advancement bonus, it'll say promotion until, and they extend these things, but that's not the core of the compensation plan. So even though like the US might have the rank advancement bonuses and Asia doesn't, our compensation at the core, that it's a binary that pays unlimited, right? We all get the team bonus, which is the cycles of your downline, that 6% of the volume going through. That is what's consistent globally. So that's a great, great, great point, Jenny. I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm just like reading to make sure I don't miss this chat and if there wasn't anything else that people wanted to ask. But I'm excited. I love that you guys are asking these questions and just like dreaming big and seeing all of the possibility. So I think that's it. I think we got caught up with all. Oh, Sherry, yes, hi.
I have a question, but it's a rambling question. If I type it, it'll take an hour. I'm just curious about how since the new whole blend has all the molecules on those on the vitamins, how does that working like with people that take vitamins? Do they not need to take the complete essentials and stuff like that, or the complete essentials have all the vitamins we need, but the whole blend has the vitamins that are on there are complete as far as they have all the molecules and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And I'm actually like, Kristen, if you want to chime in here too, I might like totally welcome that. Kristen Burgess is an RD, you guys, if you don't know that. But remember that the baseline, and for those of you that don't know, I am a nutritionist. I don't expect anyone to necessarily know this answer off the top of their head without research. This is my background. This is what I went to school for. And I'll just preface that before everyone's like, holy shit, how am I supposed to ever remember that? Okay. So there's the baseline of nutrition that your body needs to basically not get sick. That's the bare minimum. And that's what they call the RDA, like the registered dietary allowance. That is like this amount of vitamin C prevents scurvy. Like you need this amount of vitamin D or this amount of vitamin E. And in the industrialized food revolution, which was during World War II, where women were now at work, but they were also still raising families because men were at war, that's when the fast food industry came, but that's when we really started making packaged food. And no one knew how much was in it because we weren't eating fresh fruits and vegetables and like making our own breads and things like that, growing our own like livestock. And so there was a way to say, am I getting the right amount? That they fortified food synthetically, and that's what's on every nutritional label. So when you look at cereal or you look at bread or you look at a drink or something, what's in there is different than if you're just eating the whole food. So for example, like when someone eats an orange, no one's going, I wonder if I had 225 milligrams or like 400 milligrams of vitamin C. You just eat an orange because you know it's good for you. However, like orange juice, because like how many did they use and what else is in there, it has to list everything and it breaks it down. So that being said, when you think about the shakes that were created from synthetic vitamins mimicking this molecular structure, because you couldn't always quantify it if it wasn't food-based, and what we're really spearheading with the Vitamirs and saying, you know what, we're quantifying this amount from a whole food situation, that's still just like the bare minimum. And when we think about what Isagenix is doing, which is optimal health, ideal health, like this is not average, absolutely I would still take the vitamins because, like, for example, vitamin D, I think they say it is like 500 IUs is like the registered amount. Might even be less than, might be 400. But there's a lot of people that take 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 IUs to make sure you're reaching optimal health. So there's a difference in like where vitamin C prevents scurvy to the amount that actually has powerful antioxidants, anti-aging, immune benefits in it. So don't let people with the whole blend be like, oh, I have everything I need in here. That's the bare minimum. That's meeting the registered dietary allowance. That's not necessarily giving you optimal health. Similarly with exercise, if they say, it's recommended to move 20 minutes a day, like no one's saying, well, don't work out for an hour then, right? It's just like 20 minutes is like the bare minimum. That's like the closest little analogy I would have. Were you going to say something, Kristen?
I was just going to say, I think a couple other good examples that people can relate to and mention to, friends, family, whoever is using Isagenix. So the other thing to know is that we have no idea what our needs are. I don't know exactly what my body needs, based on exercise, stress, certain disease states, how much sleep difference as well for your nutrient requirements just for your body to function, let alone function optimally. And so the only way you can really know what you need is if you get a blood test, and you would have to really have that daily. And if you want it to be even more specific, you would have to have it done multiple times a day, because a lot of nutrients are water soluble. And so it just depends on stress, like I said, how much you're exercising, so many different factors. And so I always tell people that a multivitamin is like nutrition insurance. So why not? unless for some reason their doctor is telling them to not have extra vitamins and minerals, that could be. Otherwise, our vitamins are nutrition insurance. It's just making sure your body is getting what it needs, in addition to what we get naturally in our foods, which would now be our new shake.
Totally agree. Totally. 100%. That was a good question, Sherry. I'm glad that you asked that. And I'm glad you didn't type it. Anything else? So I'll just leave you with this. As things like this come up, like Chris and I went to school for a long time to learn this stuff. You guys don't have to, right? Like you can just be like, I don't know what's in it, but I feel amazing and my hair is really shiny. And my stomach doesn't hurt in the morning, right? Like whatever it is, like people are related to the inspiration, but if they get nerdy and ask questions and just say, you know what? I love that we have so many nutritionists and dietitians on our team. I'm going to put you in touch with someone who knows this information, right? Like when people do that and then just lean on us and we can help you and we can use our credentials. Like when people ask me about medicines, I know food, I don't know prescriptions. Like I go to our nurses on our team. I go to the physician's assistant. I'm like, you know what? I know food. I don't do drugs. Like, let me see what I can do to help you. Just really trust that there's people on your team. And if you're like, well, I don't know everybody, reach out to someone who does. Like reach out to me or to Laura or to Kisa or Rachel and be like, do you know a doctor on the team? Do you know a chiropractor on the team? Like, can someone help me? And we'll guide you to get you that right information. So you guys are awesome. I'm so proud of you. Please continue to watch the breakout sessions. I'm setting up the Grow Week thread right now for those of you that want to be in it, and stay on the lookout for events and flyers for all that because it'll be awesome. So have a wonderful night, you guys. And here's to week 1 of 2.0. Bye.
Thank you.